preserve your memory and favorite days. Come online to the newest craze, the digital scrapbook, the way you want it to look. With digital scrapbook kits, fun and full of wit, you log in today, you won't be able to quit. Come on over and you'll think it's the bomb. NitwitCollection.com.
Hi everyone, it's wedding season, and that leads to our release of our Everlasting collection. It's obviously summertime, and that is wedding season, and we certainly wanted to celebrate in fashion and style with this beautiful collection. This is our bundled Everlasting collection, which includes all 5 products. So as you'll see as we go through this, I think you're going to want them all, because it does cover so much of the wedding. It covers like all about the bridal shower, and it covers so many of the events that actually encompass a wedding, not just the ceremony itself, that you probably are going to want to take advantage of this opportunity of buying it in the bundle. You also do save 20% versus buying it individually, so it's a heck of a deal, right? Let's go ahead and have a peek and see exactly what this whole kit entails. In our FQB, we start out with our papers. And this one, I don't know if this comes through on the screen, but this is like a muted flower, all in one pattern. So almost like a damask kind of pattern to it. It is just gorgeous, right? And then we go into our stationery type backs. This is our butterfly stationery back. Look at that with the words behind it. Talk about elegance and stuff like that. No matter whether your wedding is actually something that is really over the top lavish, or whether you're doing a great wedding in like the barns nowadays that's so ever so popular, you can go do anything with the theme and everything else. As you'll see, the colors and the tones of them. Also, there's a little bit of this cranberry in there to give it a little bit of contrast, but you'll see a lot of them are a nice earth tone kind of thing, so that you can blend with so much with the different styles that are out there. We know that people have so many different colors that they use in their wedding, and it's so hard to match. We wanted to go with something that can maybe match a lot of stuff. You'll see in our florals here, look at how beautiful that is. Isn't a wedding truly a beautiful event? You see the beauty of the bride, you see the flowers, you see everyone dressed up in their finery. We wanted to have and carry that over into this kit. So there's these lace pattern in the background papers, another great pattern paper, little florals in several of the different pattern colors of the kit, so that you have lots to create with. Here's a pastel. What a sweet, soft. Look at that. To have one of those photos or a card that goes with this, where you just see the bride in one of those tender moments. Isn't that just beautiful? Here's our star pattern. Again, we want to give you lots of pattern papers as well as some that have a little bit less, so you can have good mix and match. And here's the stationery. Now, doesn't that just embody wedding? Look at the brightness, the crispness of the flowers. I'll just let you kind of look at that one for just a second here. It is so detailed. Look at how Mary Fran can draw. I honestly don't know how she does it, and I sit next to her. So you people can all figure it out too, but this is just unbelievable. And you'll see how I used one of these. Actually, it was the butterfly one in the card making inspiration when you look at our FQB on our website. We also have some tickings. We love that. We love the ticking, and it works so versatile in your card making and mini albums and layouts that it certainly belongs in every one. Here's a words background, the Mr. and Mrs., the groom, the reception, first dance. You know, there's so much in here, so you can use that for so much of your wedding photos, in cards, whatever it is that you're looking for. Here's our borders. Again, we're going in that same feel, just like almost like a bride's dress. You know, they're soft, they're muted, but yet so elegant. That is kind of the feel of the whole kit. Here's some bows, and obviously you have to have that sparkle in there and shine with having a wedding here. And here are the brads just singly. So that gives you the versatility of placing it wherever you want. You be the creator, you choose where you want it. Butterflies, beautifully patterned and covered butterflies, as well as a nice shiny one as well. Whatever you're going for in your creation and what your vision is, you do have the tools and the parts and pieces in order to make that really shine. Corner clusters, so again, you can build whatever you see fit. There's 4 of those in there. They are different as well. You can see some differences to those ones. So choose whichever ones you want. And here we're getting into the real meat and potatoes of the kit. Here's the first kiss. You may now kiss the bride. Now, isn't that gorgeous and so simple to place that photo in there? So well done with all the flowers already embellished on it. You simply place that into your card, into your scrapbook album, into your mini albums. You really can just, this is so simple to create with. Here's with this ring and a little bit of the Mr. and Mrs. paper you'll see down on the bottom of that stamp. Again, a beautiful cluster here in order to create with. Here's the bridal shower. So if you are doing something, look at that, could literally be an invitation. Place another tag on either the lower or the upper, or one on each, where you could make an invitation out of that. But how also great would that be for a main element in either a layout or a mini album, in order to showcase this is what this is about. Here's first dance. Who can resist a first dance and having that photo as part of their memories of the wedding that they either attended, or maybe it was your wedding. Dresses and tresses, getting ready for a big day. So it even has some of that stuff where, there's a journaling square there, a journaling area on the left-hand side where, we want to capture all those memories. That's kind of the point of it. And here's even the wedding menu. We want to capture all those things. It is such an important time in our lives that we really want to never miss it out. Obviously, our minds get full of other things and we have to push things out. So some memories fade, and we don't want those things to fade. We want to be able to conjure those back up with all these, with this kit and the things that you're going to create with it. Here's the proposal. So as I said earlier, this is covering so much of what happens leading up to and including the wedding. So flower clusters, again, we want to give you some stuff that you can build yourself. Here's a beautiful cluster. You'll see how Mary Fran used that in the layout inspiration. Again, if you look at our FQB on our website, you'll see the layout and card inspiration. You can just hover your cursor over it and it'll enlarge it for you automatically. You don't have to click on anything. And you can see how we utilize these things just to give you a little bit of inspiration if that's what you're looking for. If you're just kind of thinking, okay, I love all this stuff, but where do I start? That'll hopefully maybe give you some inspiration. When the two become one, again, beautiful photo frames. Who can resist photo frames in a wedding kit, right? If we didn't have these, I'd think, man, did we miss the mark, right? Here is some hearts, and again, the lace around the exterior. Doesn't that just remind you of the bodice of a dress or something like that? It really is so beautiful. With all my heart. We do have some journaling labels in here. Now, maybe that comes from mother of the bride. Maybe that comes from the bride to her groom. Like, again, there is so many options as to how to use this kit. Remember this moment. Wouldn't that be nice to share with people as even an anniversary card later? Or why can't you use this in terms of including that in somebody who's having, maybe it's your parents' anniversary and it's their 40th anniversary. Why can't you put something in there like that? Again, mats. The mats are so great to use because you can use them in so many different fashions. Do you want to put a photo in that? Do you want to journal on that? Do you want to further embellish that? The sky's the limit with the mats. But you're starting out with this great background. Mary Fran has created this beautiful floral in the background, great papers in the corners, interesting shapes and things like that, so that you have a great element, a base element to work with. Metal tabs, great for photos, obviously. Great for many things that you can do with. And here's a couple of nameplates. Again, whether you wanted to just put a simple date in there, maybe of their wedding, whether you just wanted to put 2017 in there, to have and to hold from this day forward is everything. Rehearsal. So now we have some tabs. These tabs, especially if you're creating multiple pages, whether that's a scrapbook album for the bride and groom, or again, if it's yourself, or whether it's a mini album, these tabs are terrific. You can punch these in the rehearsal, the toasts, and it gives you easy markers for those things. Now in cards, you can also use them in the same way. Can't you see this being as one of your top tab pieces on a card that maybe stands out? Isn't that a great thing? Our guests. And then obviously we've given you blank ones. Maybe you had another event there, or you wanted something more specific to what happened at the wedding for yourself, or just your idea and your vision was different. We want to give you that option so that you can personalize it. Beautiful ribbons to use. Again, just really flow with the kit. This is a sentiment, our wedding. So everything in behind this is all transparent. So for those of you creating digitally, or for those of you who want to place this onto something and then print it out, there is no white space, no nothing. So use it kind of like a stamp. So our wedding can be placed on anything, on any of the background papers, whatever you choose to use. Sentiment squares. Again, you'll see how I use this in the card making idea. There's several of them in here. The bride and her ladies. Who doesn't have a photo of the bride and all of her maids of honor? The groom and his fellas with the guys. I'm lucky in love with my best friend. Again, beautiful sentiments. I want our marriage more beautiful than my wedding. So many things to create within here. And here again, our cluster of our title, our wedding is in there, just married. And then we have some blank ones here as well because we want to color coordinate for you, give you the same beauty. But again, like I said, maybe what you're seeing in your vision, we didn't have that exact sentiment or whatever, so we wanted to give you the option of personalizing it. Again, in our little bits contain many more absolutely different. You do not get any of these in the FQB. Any of these circles, any of these journal things, anything in here is all separate to those, and it's an additional element pack. And especially weddings, you're going to create a lot, right? You're going to create multiple scrapbook layouts in order to make an album. You're going to make a mini album. You're going to make anything for somebody. You're going to have certainly a lot of things to create. So we want to make sure that you have lots of great items to create with. So as you can see, Mary Fran really went over the top. Found great sentiments in order to come out here. Again, these are stamp-like sentiments. The background is transparent, so you can place that onto a background paper. You can place that anywhere in any of your creation, and it goes over the top without any white behind it. So, and then you can print it out as one type thing, right? So, boy, you know, as we're scrolling through this, and I'm blathering in the background here, you certainly can see how Mary Fran has captured all of the things that comprise a wedding, right from the word go of getting dressed and that day, right through the ceremony and all the special events that happen throughout that day. So our paper packs, our additional paper packs, let's start out with the 2-pack. Again, you'll see these patterns in the FQB, but you will not see them in these colors. This is a separate paper pack for those of you that are new to us. So you will see that this, let's stop on one. There you go. There's a lace in green. You don't see that anywhere else. And maybe that is exactly the color that you wanted. You know, I wanted that floral in this particular color. Perfect. Here it is, right? And that's, again, the reason for when you're doing multiple pages, obviously you have to create multiple things. So you want differences to them. You want things in order to have that, each to have a flow, but obviously different visual interest in everything than the original pages that you were making. So you definitely have these options right in here. So there's our 2 paper pack. Our solids paper pack, very simple, color matched, very nice muted line in a horizontal format. Again, you can use these as backing to any of your other papers that you're using in order to give that contrast or enhancement, but you can also use them as standalone papers. Imagine these as your creation paper, and you wanted to put one of those corner clusters on that we saw in the FQB, and maybe you wanted to put on one of the stamps about our wedding, and you wanted to put in your certain tags. These are great building blocks. People don't think that these are not usable papers. These are super usable, and the great thing is that they're fully color coordinated. Here's our alpha. Our alpha is another one that obviously you're going to probably at minimum want to spell out a date. So you do have obviously the numbers as well as letters, but you probably want to spell out maybe the bride and groom's name. Maybe it's the place that it was at because it was such a special wedding. It was, you know, whether it was a destination wedding or whether it was whatever. You know, you have so many options with this. You can use this in terms of large letters in order to punctuate what it is that you're trying to say in that particular creation, whether that's, you know, the invitation, the layout, and one particular page of it or whatever. So folks, that is it. That is our everlasting collection. I hope that you'll really stop by and take a look at this and pick this up for yourself, because this is an amazing kit. I've done a little bit of work with it in terms of working with it and creating and making the card, and I love it. I know that we're going to create something else and put that up on our YouTube video, for those of you who haven't visited our YouTube, other parts of the channel, we do have creations that we create all the time, so that gives you inspiration, and they're tutorials 9 times out of 10. So it'll show you how to make that box, card, mini album, whatever it is. I know that this is certainly going to be one on my list in order to create one. Thanks again for tuning in. I hope you'll give us the thumbs up on this kit, and I hope you'll also subscribe to our channel so you'll know when new things come available. Thanks again, and we'll see you soon.